up, guys? Mike G with the MDG Collections on hand. Today, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about how reckless is sport mode on a 2020 Dodge Charger Daytona Hellcat Widebody. Now, we're gonna put this car in sport mode. I already did the video where I put the car in track mode. If you guys have not seen that video, definitely go check it out. It was on the highway, but we are going to check out sport mode on the street. All right, traction control, as you know, will partially be off. And basically, one of the things that I want to tell you guys is when you're in sport mode, it is very squiggly. All right, this is where you can have some fun with the car. All right, we're gonna get in the passenger seat right now and set it up. So right now, this is what we got, guys. Let me just see if this light is better when I open up the sunroof. So we are in the SRT dashboard. All right, this new UI that the 2020s have. And when you go right here to drive modes, the car is in auto right now, and we're gonna just put it right into sport. So as you can see right now how auto shows 717 is your power. Of course, we got the red key. Transmission is in street, paddle shifters are off, traction is in street, suspension is in street, and steering is in street. So we're gonna go ahead and change that right now to sport. So as you can see, when you put it in sport, electronic stability control is off. You'll have a little icon right here where it says it's off, right over where my emergency light, the right side is flashing. You'll see off, and you'll see the skid marks and a little icon of traction control is partially off. Now, it is not fully off. When you turn it fully off, pray to Jesus, all right, more than likely, but you really gotta know what you're doing. But right now, if I was to hold this button down for 5 seconds right here, it would turn it completely off. And it's still like a slight percentage still on, just a little bit, but it's definitely off when you hold this button down for 5 seconds. We are still in this pandemic here in New York City, so of course I have my mask right here, but I won't need it because I won't be in public. I'll be in my own car. But New York City, 86 degrees is why I want to do this video today. It was fairly warm out. It's almost 90 degrees. So these Pirellis that are not the greatest, but they're brand new and they come stock on this car are what we're using until I get these tires kind of worn down and you know, and kind of burnt off a little bit over time. As I take this car out, as we get out of this pandemic and things start to open up a little bit, I'll jump on my new tires. I want to jump on some Continentals. So basically right now 86 degrees. The purpose of this video is to show you when you get this car, when you put this car in sport mode, it does get a little squiggly. You can have a little bit more fun. Like I said, if you really want to have some fun, you hold that traction control button, that traction control off button for 5 seconds, and you'll hear a tone, and it is completely off at that point. For this video, we're not going to that point. We're just going to do sport mode where you can see how the car in turns will get a little squiggly when you're on it. And you know, of course, you just got to know what you're doing. You got to be careful. I'm going to do this in safe areas when I'm doing turns when no one's around. Traffic is pretty dead, but it is kind of picking up since it's like 90 degrees, but this pandemic is making it a little dead. So I wanted to do this today and get this done for you guys. So let's jump on the road. All right, guys, so let's just go ahead and open vent and get this ball rolling. So right now, like I said, we're in sport mode. Just to remind you guys, if you didn't, you know, pay attention, transmission or power is in a 717. Transmission is in sport. Paddle shifters are on, and your traction is in sport. Suspension is in sport, and steering is in sport. So we are in sport all the way down, sport ready to go, and we're gonna. Not on this first turn. Actually, you know what? Let me just see. Let me just crack the windows down just a little bit so you guys can kind of hear this. We're at a red light right now. What I want to do is just kind of get on it just a little bit from a dead stop, you know. And of course, 0 to 60s will be coming soon on. Actually, I forgot. There's I think there's a camera around here somewhere. So let me wait until I'm out of this point. You can hear it. It's definitely making some noise in sport mode. It's not as loud as track mode. And once again, I'm still breaking this car in. I'm at 1200 and so 1257. So I'm almost to the final break-in period of 1500 miles. And I can't wait till that happens because this car really starts to open up at that point. All right, so we're coming up on an area that I want to test out. I don't even think about it. So we're coming up on an area I want to test out right here on this turn. Let's just see how she does. This is one of the decent turns that I like to use when we're doing this. So right now at a stoplight, I'll have to commentate what I'm doing. You guys cannot see the front of the road, so that's why I do this. Commentating right now. Of course, someone's crossing the street, so I've got to be a little safe. But yeah, I mean, tire spin as we drifted just a little bit. 17 to the crank, you know, it's still a lot of power going to the wheels. I will be getting this car dyno soon as I'm coming up on 1,500 miles. Couple of pulls around curves, and people can hear this supercharger coming from a mile away. It's like way up. So she's very aggressive in sport mode. I like how it sounds in sport mode. She has that, it's a very high pitch, you know, a tone to the supercharger. So what we're gonna do right here is from a dig, all right, just in sport mode, not doing a 0 to 60 or anything like that, just trying to see how this car will behave from a dig in sport mode. I'm already curious to know how much more squiggly it'll get. You know, in my Daytona 392, I would do these videos and I would do 0 to 60s, and the best performance that I got from my 0 to 60s were in sport mode. So right now, of course, we are in a Daytona Hellcat, a lot more power. So I just want to kind of get on it and just kind of see from a dig what sport mode will do, how much it'll start to fishtail. And then, as you guys know, with this new wide body suspension and upgrades, let's just see how more or how less it actually gets squiggly when you get on this car from a dig. And of course, in turns, we already know it gets a little squiggly because you're already turning your wheels. So it's a little tough to get the video done today. It's a lot more people out on the road than I thought, and I mean, it's just a nice day out, so people they just want to be out. So it's making it a little difficult for me to do what I want to do. But we're gonna get on it right now. Let's put her in drive from a dig, and let's just get on it from 0. Like I said, not doing a 0 to 60, just testing out sport mode in turns, like how I was trying to do. But we're gonna do something also from a dead stop. So let's do it now. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, guys. So right here, we're gonna get a good turn. This is, you know, like one of the safest spots I can do it. So she definitely, I mean, this car, like I said, when you're up in the highest speeds, you know, on that last flyby that you guys just saw, I took off the actual 305s, and this new wide body upgrade to the suspension helps out big when you're launching this car. And like you guys know, I feathered that throttle just the right way. So here we go. Like I said, here in sport mode, you can really get that feel. So I mean, the car is it's just like, you know, you run out of real estate before you can even think about running out of power. So let's try it right here on this turn. Quick little right. There we go. Nice little spin. There we go. So right there, I got a nice little drift, little spin. It's exactly what I was trying to do. So that's identical to what I was trying to show you guys in that one. It was safe to do it, so I went on and stepped on it a little bit. But you know, that's pretty much, you know, that's going to be the gist of sport mode, guys. It's just a lot of fun. You know, I don't know if that picked up on camera, how when you turn that wheel, you just feather that throttle. It's got so much power in sport mode, the car just basically drifts off to the left, and you just have to trust in this system and trust in your skills and not panic, and the car will correct itself. So it's just an amazing car to have in a mode like sport, where you can really have some fun with this car. We'll try one more. I can see if I can try to get to an area where it's a little open, and we can and I can do this. And let's just see if I can do it right here. Here's one. Yeah, that was one of my old school drifts that I would do back in the day. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. This car has a lot of power. I just gave you guys some nice left turns, right turns, and some straightaways in sport mode, and you know, we could have a little fun. And you know, I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was sensational. That was a good one. You just feather the throttle. Like I said, you have to do this very carefully, and you have to do it after you've had some practice. You know, driving that Daytona 392 for 3 years really got me, you know, a lot of practice to drift this car. I was pretty much, you know, in ice testing that car out, and you guys know I test out everything. So that is my goal, to pretty much test out exactly what this car is made of and what they say it can do, and that's pretty much my goal. All right, guys, so home sweet home, that is going to do it for this video. Just a taste of sport mode in this new 2020 Daytona Hellcat Widebody, and just to see how much fun you can still have if it's, you know, if the wide body stance is too much and you can't even really drift and you can't even fishtail this car. If you really force it, you can. One of my guys just wrote to me today that another Daytona I didn't even know about was stolen from a dealership and crashed. So now the number's down to $499. If you guys have not seen that video that I did on the this car being the most dangerous sedan on the planet, check it out. I put a card up. I talk about the first total Daytona Hellcat out of this 501, made it down to 500. Now we're down to $499. So guys, be careful. These cars will still, you can still lose control in these cars. Just don't think if you get this car, a scat pack, even a scat pack, or, you know, anything with you know, with some power, like, you know, you don't have traction control on, this car can get away from you in a big damn hurry. I'm telling you right now, it will still fishtail on you, and it will still lose control if you do not know what you're doing. I'm telling you right now. So guys, just be careful. So make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you have that bell clicked with all post notifications turned on, and I will see you in the next one. And ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be a wrap.